Very good.
Last one.
Last one. There are lots of good ones, but here's the last one, I guess. If God calls us friends, but still calls us to do God's will, aren't we still servants/slaves? And I think there is scripture, too, where it says, I am a slave of Christ, or I'm a slave of God. So.
Yeah. Well, okay, so that it's a different way of understanding the relationship, is what I would say. And I would say, fundamentally, we understand love for our spouse, love for our family members, love for our friends, love for our enemies in Christianity by coming to understand that love seeks to serve, love seeks to give its life so the other might more become all that God has called that person to be. And so in one sense, I'll go so far as to say, I am a slave of my enemy. I say that to be provocative, but I think it's a beautiful thing to say, because of love, I will give my life for my enemy. And so in some sense, I'm happy to belong to you, my enemy. I will serve you. And I will give my life for you. And I'll do so because I'm not only called to serve you, you call me your enemy. Because of Christ, I have to call you friend. I can't call you my enemy. I have to love you and pray for you. Yeah, so that's...
Can I add a couple thoughts to that? And here's your phone. I would also add that when we call ourselves slaves of God, we do so voluntarily. So oftentimes, the slave and servant dynamic is something that is imposed on someone. So like in American slavery, it was imposed upon the slaves. In service of God, I am choosing out of love for God to put myself under God's command and put myself under God's will. The other thing I would add is that Jesus emulated servant leadership. Jesus was a leader that served his people. He washed their feet. He fed them in many cases, fed huge crowds. So, I mean, when we are seeking to be like Jesus, we seek to be like a servant leader. And that's, yes, calling us servants and slaves, but there's also at the same time a simultaneous friendship that it's a both and it's...
It's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.